May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. Thank you for joining me once again on the weekend. So we can take a look at the best setups for the week ahead. Now, we're going to go over the metals, precious metals, starting with gold. We're on the weekly forecast, the weekly time frame. Let's take a look at what the COT report might have to say. All right, the COT report as of last Friday says that there are there are four times as much long contracts as they have short contracts. All right, we're talking about non-commercials. Those are the institutional players, the smart money, big rollers, high rollers, whatever you want to call them, the hedge funds. Right? They got three times as much in long positions, and they have closed 29.8 thousand long positions and still are four times as much than the shorts, which they close 6,000 there. They still have their money on prices going higher. All right. Should we follow in their footsteps? Of course, that's what we do. That's what smart money concepts is all about, following the footsteps of the institutional players. Okay. So, what are we looking at here? We have a very nice, expansive uh, uh, bearish candle here on the weekly time frame, and this is the new candle, the new week starting. Hardly any wick on top, and you see price moving towards the downside. I don't think we get past half of this candle wick. I think this flips and leaves a wick and turns white and becomes a bullish candle and goes up the other way. I believe we are going to turn around in this weekly fair value gap, as you can see it here. All right, when price closes below this weekly fair value gap, then we can consider it disrespected. All right, when price closes below that. But if price closes below the bearish fair value gap and this candle, oh yeah, we're coming towards that swing low. All right, there are no other bullish fair value gaps to defend price from lower prices except this weekly fair value gap. If we go to the daily, we can see it a little clearer. You can see the series of down close candles are overtaken by the up close candles, creating an area of fair value or an order block, which is clearer on the weekly. No, it's not. It's not as clear on the weekly. It's very clear on the daily. And prices pushed its way back, pushed its way down, back into it. And here, I believe this discount array will hold. We'll find out in a minute. But you see how this daily candle here expanded down, and then you see the next candle push back up. This is a sharp turn, a sharp turnaround, right? But it pushed up past the halfway mark towards the three-quarter mark. I don't look at these bearish fair value gaps that are left in these situations as strong. All right. It may hold. It very well may hold. All right. But uh, oftentimes these are, reacted to and then blown through. All right. And then disrespected because it's too high up. If price pulls all the way back here and closes near the same spot, then the chances of it coming back down here towards this exterior liquidity is remote. It'll probably continue towards the nearest secure swing high, which is over here. All right, so we'll see how this one holds. Right now, it shows it's being respected, but there's no wick on this daily candle here that is just forming. All right, I believe this will probably turn up inside of this weekly fair value gap. So we'll see if we get this if we get this up move here. We'll see. There's nothing written in stone on this one. But Monday is a holiday, so just be careful. Oh, bank holiday for the U.S. anyway. All right. If we go to silver and we go down to the go up to the weekly time frame, we can see that the on the COT report that institutions are majority long still. They close 5,000 over 5,000 long contracts. They're just taking profit, and they've added 1,000 to their 20,000 short positions. So they are majority long, and they have taken profit as well. Uh, this is the bearish candle. It's an expensive candle that closed last week. You see the new candle that is forming now. I think we are too close to these relative equal lows for price to not take this sell side liquidity. There's an external liquidity point here. All right. And if price does come down here and close below these lows, if we get that close, that'll be three candles, and that will form the bearish fair value gap that I think will form. That should be a different color, actually. Here we go. All right. So I'm looking for this bearish fair value gap on the weekly to form. But understand that you see that's the golden rule. That's my golden line that designates where the area of fair value is, or order block. All right, this is a CSD here. All right, price changes the state of delivery, and we have a close below the opening price. I like to think that we will see lower prices behind that, because it depends on this candle. If we see some continuation, yeah, this is a legit order block for sure, and we can expect price to come back to it to mitigate and continue down lower towards these lows. But the institutions are long, and we will see how this works out, because if price takes these relative equal lows, it could be the impetus, all right, the catalyst that'll get price to turn around. All right, we'll see. This I leave the fair value gap there as a line, because it's a line of invalidation. If price comes all the way back up here, it'll invalidate the formation of a bearish fair value gap and not leave any defense of price going higher. It'll just be allowed to continue to drift higher. So we're going to watch this candle formation very closely. We should have something to look at between Monday and Tuesday, and be able to have a bit more informed, more informed analysis. So you see how price pushed down, did not give the follow through, turned around, pushed up, left a very small bearish fair value gap here. And like I told you in the last, with the gold in the last asset, I don't give these, when price comes up that high, it's usually because it's usually not indicates that that's a weak fair value gap. So we'll see if price takes this bottom. I believe this fair value gap will be toast. If it takes that bottom and then turns up, yeah, I think it'll be toast. I am bullish in silver as well as gold, and until we see price push past some of these lows here, either of these two lows, push past and close convincingly. If it closes past this white candle here, this bullish candle here, if we get a close below that low, that would constitute another bearish order block. And that would be something else that would defend price from going higher. You will see the structure being put in place for prices to go lower. But right now, uh, we're not in a bullish fair value gap like gold. So it'll be um, an external range liquidity instead of internal range liquidity like a fair value gap. It'll be an external range liquidity like these relative equal lows or this low here that that could that'll probably see price uh, turn around. You understand? We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. There is an order block here, right here. All right. And it has been traded into already once, twice. All right. If price comes back down in there, it could come down to the fair value gap and may find its footing, may find its support there, and then turn bullish for the week. I'm looking for a weekly candle that looks like a open, uh, I'm going to see how it forms. I'm not going to project, into the future. I'm not going to forecast how this is going to form, but I have a bullish outlook for the week. So this may be a uh, at the end of the week, it may be a bullish candle. It may be uh, we may see price move sideways. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to monitor it. But I'm leaning bullish there. All right. If we go to our next asset, which is platinum, again, we do not have a bullish fair value gap for price to start to move higher from. All right, we're waiting to see how this candle forms. Now, this one is starting bullish, right? And but uh, the wicks are very small, so it could go whip wop before it does all this thing. But I do think that we're going to take that low. I do think that low is going to be taken. I am bullish in this market. You can see that the institutions at 55.7 thousand, they are long. They have more long positions than short positions, almost twice as much. So, I mean, it actually is more than twice as much. So, um, what am I talking about? Oh man, I get it. Yeah. Anyway, uh, yeah, a little more than twice as much if it, and they've closed only 1,700 uh, long positions. So I'm looking for price to quite possibly continue higher. Uh, we we've already taken external range liquidity. Prices pushed down, had an expansive candle. We have a very good close, like in the what was it, gold and silver. We have a very good close, uh, bearish close past the low of the previous week. So it would indicate that the next candle would at the very least, take the low of last week, previous weekly low. And we may see price move down to the swing low. If we do get down here and it breaks structure, then I'm looking for more. My bias will turn bearish for sure. But if we take this low and then start pushing back up, if we leave, if we continue, if we turn around now and it becomes bearish, and we leave a, a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap, at least we would have some definitive, uh, answer to which way is price. What is the price flow in here? What is the flow of orders? All right. what is the cap? The doggone order flow. Excuse me. So if we come on to the daily, you can see we had this very bearish candle, but there's no follow through just yet. We're going to see how this candle forms. This is very much like the last asset we just looked at, which is silver. If price if price continues down, we don't have a bearish daily fair value gap to think of because price is too far up already. All right, so we invalidated that, but this could continue bearishly and then turn around. We got a bank holiday in the US tomorrow, so things could get kind of wonky by Tuesday. Maybe we get some direction, but right now I'm tentatively bullish in these markets and in the metals. And if we go to the last one, which is palladium, not palladium, I'm sorry, um, copper. This one is a it's pretty clear. You see how we have the two down candles and the push up, lovely expansion. The third candle is an expansion candle. All right. Each one breaks away from the other, closing above the previous candle. And then we have this, it's not impulsive. This is more corrective, which would mean as price has already formed an area of fair value here, an order block. And if we take a closer look, you can see that we have a bullish weekly fair value gap that formed as price pushed past the swing high. You can see that we have structure in place that supports higher prices, right? Boom. So this is what I'm looking at. This is my scenario on the weekly. It's that simple. If you look at the bodies, these two bodies, and you get to the 50% mark, I don't want to see price come past that. If I see price come past that and close past that, then I'm going to probably change my bias. But right now, it's bullish. And you can look at the non-commercials, the institutional players are 101.9 thousand long. They have long positions. They are majority long positioned and 78,000 short positions. They've added about the same amount of positions to each side, but the majority is long. I believe they believe it's going to go higher, and we'll see how the candles form from this point. If we go to the daily, do we see anything more? Can we see anything that gives us a clue? This is not the kind of market I want to be participating in. This got really wonky. We we peak up out of the consolidation, and then we sweep the lows of the consolidation. Then we go right back into the consolidation. That's just manipulative and nasty. And then we have this candle. I believe we don't go past this low again. I believe that we'll start to turn around from this fair value gap. We may tap it, and then we'll probably go past it. If we do go past these lows, I just don't want to see it go past here, because then uh, once we get that close, like I said, I'll probably change my bias. But right now, I am bullish. We have formed a nice area of fair value. We come back to mitigate that area and rebalance the uh, weekly for fair value gaps. I'm looking for price to maybe continue or potentially continue higher. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you check the comment section throughout the week, because that's where I put my updates to each of these markets. I always give updates. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.